So it was.
No, you can get radiator cap, but to get an actual made in Soviet Union is there's a Polish one before, so it's out of keeping. And I think that these type of things are not quite the right what I need, but they're nearer than they were.
Go back to a house of
That's lovely to stay there. This year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ideal explosive would be a lot more than this to counter-attack, counter-effect the effects of what's going to happen in a minute. But as we want to get them past you reasonably quickly, we'll keep them closed up a bit. Here we go. The BC are now launching their attack. And the GIs are taking some casualties over there. I think the ball's coming in, they've taken some casualties. The RTO now beyond the radio. Nick's moving to artillery support from the fire base down the end. You see him now leaping into action. What they'll do first, they'll fire ranging shots, mate. Just so they can get the range and they're not hitting their own people. Now the patrol commander on the far side will be on the radio again, correcting that fire onto the enemy. And there's the first artillery shell. They'll now be recorrected on that, down onto the enemy, to make sure they can sustain as many casualties as possible.
Can't see now.
The police are bugging out, they've got enough to cover him. So whether we've got any more left, and whether they're going to call ceasefire at this point. Looks like we've got some more. Well, they killed the gun, and the RTO will be on the radio, checking that there's no one left. The police have any weapons that are left. Well, the platoon leaders declared that the area is clear. So that's about sums up our display. But, I hope it was worth waiting for, and we'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get it on time, and we'll get a bit more slick.
I bought it for this heavy premix. It's not There's not a lot to go wrong. You've got a fuel pump, it's gravity fed to the front. There's no distributor, you've got 2 coils, 1 to each. The engine's got 7 moving parts.
And finally on through to Bremen and to the end of World War II. On the way they lost nearly 600 men killed in action, and the 43rd Division lost 1,500. In leading the parade is a 3/4 ton Dodge, that's followed by a 1/2 ton, and in now, and certainly worthy of a little bit more chat, is the redoubtable Austin that John was mentioning earlier. It's a 1932 basic Austin 7. I don't think I've ever seen quite so many representatives of British manufacturers actually joining us in the arena at MVT Show for a number of years. Motorcycling, of course, always playing a vital role for liaison and message carrying. Those are the days before poster phones, and if the general wanted to get a message up to the front line, what better than to give it to a Tom track driver to take it up to the front line until you receive the information coming back in. You say coming round in front, keep it American markings, with young gunner standing up there with usual little piece of kit. He's literally worldwide, as it's so many women. I'm sure many of us are pretty green with envy watching them going round. But they actually perform that vital function of reminding us that there are times when us humble civilians call upon men and women in uniform, not just to give up their time, but in huge numbers often to give up their lives so that we can enjoy events like this. The big American equivalent of the Bedford Bureau, the Voice and a Half, the GMC 353s. Again, all four of these vehicles favoured by the commanders of armoured units. I'm sure everybody watching A Bridge Too Far will see Michael Caine sort of sitting on his Dodge and leading the Irish Guards. And coming in now, a vehicle that we haven't seen, armies have to cross rivers. And to do that, they have to carry boats. And this is at least one of the ways in which the pontoons for the use of infantry for carrying both shock troops and support equipment across the rivers was carried into action. You can imagine if you just take a look at the map of Europe, we stepped ashore at Normandy and there are a hell of a lot of rivers between Normandy and Berlin. Again, when you think of the fact that while the air forces at the beginning of the war were all based in England on nice big airfields with concrete runways, not dissimilar to the one that we're on today, remember when they went forward into Europe, they needed their airfields actually built for them. And if you look at the big tipper truck, then that's the sort of vehicle that you would have found being used constructing the forward air. Believe me, when you look at the pictures of the wartime kit, they tend to look a little bit more like the Jeep that's followed it in, just a tad disheveled.
Have the famous 3 1/4 litre 4-cylinder sine valve engine. And I say the Russians were very great. 4-ton Dodges are very popular because of their size and their body configuration, which goes from 4x4 weapon carrier, which you've seen, the carry-all, which are the vans, the 3/4 ton, which are from the arena. You go out to your left from the top right-hand corner. You go round to your left and effectively go back out to the gate in front of the commentary box. I say again, we stop from the top right-hand corner, so first in is first out. Ignore the Mercury. I should move out myself as and when the arena is empty. So we can go from the top right-hand corner, go to your left, and go out the entranceway between the cadets and make your way back to your main parking area. I say to you all, thank you very much for your cooperation, and hopefully tomorrow we will be able to get more vehicles split up into different... pride and joy, or pride and joy, depending on 43rd Division. The trudge is almost as far around the arena as it was up to Arnhem. But don't put your bikes under attack this time, chaps. Take it over with you. Still sorry for the guy carrying the brain guns, it's as heavy on the Marks or Enfields, which are heavy enough, Lord knows. We're thinking when you look at the many Jeeps that will be coming past you, if anybody wants a little side bet, have a guess just how many Jeeps they think were made. Blown on the way out, immaculate. One of the phrases that used to be said about the vehicles owned by the members of the Military Vehicle Trust, I think it was the Trust engineering officer that said it, the phrase was, restored is better than new. And I think when you look at these absolutely outstanding vehicles, you can see just how true this is. It is not very often, he said, touching wood and hoping not to put commentators' blight on the thing, that you see these guys broken down. New BMWs and Mercedes, oh yes, bonnets up, AA in attendance. But it's not very often you see the old Morris commercials, or indeed the James and the Douglas and the VSA motorbikes.
That one.
Right down to the Clockwork Mices. These guys really look after them. I go to air shows where there are more very expensive display aircraft left behind looking for spare parts at the end of a show than there ever are military vehicles left behind and incapacitated. Beautiful big Albion on the way out. All the big civilian truck companies, of course, providing the hardware, the heavy hardware for the British Army, the legendary names of Austin, Bedford, Guy, Albion, all out there. A lot of them made by the sort of empire outreaches like Canadian Ford. The immortal Deuce and a half, 2.5 tonner. Deliberately unfortunate, the enemy managed to spot you, in which case an early evacuation is immediately called for. The device on the front of the Jeep just leaving the arena now, that little piece of angle arm with a notch in, if you don't know what that's for, that was a barbed wire cutter. Any retreating enemy, I know it doesn't sound that sophisticated a weapon, tended to string telephone cables and barbed wire across between convenient trees or house fronts. Well, if you didn't have that piece of angle iron on the front, there was a fair chance it would take your windscreen off. A few seconds later it would probably decapitate you. So, simple answers, as always, turn out to be the best. I really envy you sitting up in that. Just owns a superior driving position.
Mr. Wolf, that's a good remote one. We normally have 3 Cadillac V8. So like I said, these are not the cheap beasts. The tank
We should only go down for the weekend, perhaps on Sunday.
Things as opposed to the drama defence to avoid being taken out. Like the armours and like the defenders, their main role is the armour now comes in and starts engaging. One vehicle destroyed, 2 casualties. 4 riders engaging, over. That's it, over. 1-1 missing, 0 battery ready. Out. One missing, 0 radio check over. 0 missing, 1-1, fire mission, battery, over. 0 fire mission, battery out. 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Altitude 20. Direction 24, 0, 0. Over. 0, agreed. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Altitude 0, direction 200. Out. Someone, heavily defended toolbox, at right command. Conversion effect, thus far, over. 0, heavily defended toolbox, at right command. Conversion effect, just far, out.
War demo was going on. A bit hot sitting out there for a Cold War demo. Again, our apologies for the slight delay on the timetable. So, for all you nice people who've been watching the whiz bangs would like to do a power plant and a 5-speed gearbox. One of the interesting developments that had taken place was that knowing that the military occasionally have to go through rivers and streams and things, they actually designed a sort of snorkel type bend-up exhaust pipe which you may see on some of the vehicles, enabling it to ford several feet of water with the exhaust bending up above the surface. Michael, I would imagine the driver's legs got a bit soggy, but then that's what the Army pays you for. Desert delivery, adding a little bit of relief to the uniform polished green. You know, smoke rocket launchers on the one with the canvas tilt that's just come in. Don't know the vehicle number, but to use Romeo Sierra Juliet 316. Rocket launchers on the front is that one. The desert delivery one just coming in. I think that's an airborne marking on it, but I wouldn't swear to it. My angle is not the best. Champ's actually stayed in production for just a very, very brief 6 years until 1958. Like the Jeep, it's a general communications and cargo carrier. Equipped as on many of these for forward operations with their radios and vehicle defence. And of course it was a nice little run around for company commanders. And why not? I say, once you've got a reasonable chassis and a reasonable power plant, the service's ingenuity to put it to different roles knows no bounds. Just passing me with the Union flag on the bonnet, you can see the snorkel there on the right-hand side facing forward, and that's also the one with the rocket launchers on the smoke grenade launchers on the front.
We have a Land Rover with a very long trailer on the back, which is in here this afternoon, and it's one of 33 Mark 1 Land Rovers built about 1949, and it's city experts. Now, coming in, I mentioned the Hotchkiss Jeeps that they've been lurking out in the background. The French-made vehicles continued in production long after the demise of the
original Willis and Ford version from across the other side of the Atlantic. And I am reliably informed that there's about 8 of them that have been lurking outside.
Good whips.
Simple Land Rover, but with the driver mounted cab over, as the Americans would say. 2 ambulance versions coming in. Of course, you get an extra load box at the back by shoving the driver forward and, if you like, losing the bonnet. Considerable extra space there and widely used for both. We get into the realm of the fighting Land Rover, equipped with itself across very sandy places or very muddy places, heavily armed, very fast, still an extremely useful vehicle. You can see the easy degree of enthusiasm being demonstrated there. We're just in great danger of losing our arena marshal. But this is demonstrating that it's as valid in a, shall we say, tense situation. And the, if you like, the fully armed Land Rover being very much the descendant of the long-range desert. Excellent fast vehicle for tip and run raids. Very good in situations where armour, particularly today's armour, which has a habit of being rather big and rather heavy, and not always the sort of thing you want to deploy. One of these going down the average village street or bouncing posing viewpoint. Again, one of the little track units developed originally really for sort of warfare in the Arctic zones. But looking at those Land Rovers, they probably pack a bigger punch. And another Thornycroft, this one with lifting gear and sundry equipment on the back. And then we go definitely forward. A little bit sad these days when you watch armoured units moving around the United Kingdom in the hands of civilian contractors. Albeit everybody's got to earn $1 or $2, but how much more appropriate it is when anything to do with the services was painted some tone of green.
Over there with Fox, the snowshoe.
I've got a feeling I'm slightly off.
Just keep it rolling until the battery gives up. And that way towards the middle. On that eccentric, we got it right.
There's a tank in the way. I've stopped him to stop.
Stop there. Still do this thing then?
Yep.
I'll go about that.
wobbly footage.
Coming quick as well.
Don't run that little tent over.